Welcome back, everyone. When we saw one of her cakes, we had to get her on the show. This is MJ, a custom cake maker. Her business is simple and beautiful, and it's called And She Bakes.
And it's no doubt that she does that and so much more. You can almost taste these cakes through your screen. Look how beautiful they are. Welcome in.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, we're going to start with your business name because
Yes.
it's very cool. And you say it really shows that we're limitless.
Absolutely. So when I was coming up with a name for my business, I wanted to do something that was authentic to me, not just something that was baking related, but baking related and also me related. And so I thought of all my other creative pursuits and passions, and I started listing them off. I'm an actor, dancer, DJ, event producer, and I bake. And so I thought that had such a good ring to it. It perfectly encapsulated who I am, didn't define me as just a baker, but also just as a creative person. And I thought the name itself also, as you said, it was such a good message that we are limitless. We can do whatever we set our mind to. We don't have to be defined by that one thing. We can do it all. And we can bake.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Maybe not as good as you, though.
Practice makes perfect.
Okay. Well, and by the way, you went viral on TikTok. Explain how you got into baking.
Yes, so before TikTok even was a thing, I specifically got into cakes after graduation.
Okay.
I always had a sweet tooth and I've always loved the arts, so it was only natural that that would merge to be the passion of baking. And I impulsively just decided to try making a cake after watching a baking competition show. I was like, I can do that. And I actually could. I was naturally very gifted. And at the time, I was living in LA and pursuing acting, which is a tough career. So in the midst of that career choice, and which is often very unrewarding, I think I found a lot of comfort in the focus and precision that baking requires, and it was kind of like an escape for me.
Definitely.
And a source of gratification. I got to see my creativity actually come to fruition in a tangible way. So that's where cakes started. And then I kind of took a break from cakes. COVID happened, and I took baking to TikTok. And I was doing more than just cake. I was doing a lot of pastry and whatnot. And I went viral, and it kind of reminded me, I'm pretty good at this. Like, I should make a business out of it.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how And She Bakes came to be.
Voila.
Yeah.
Well, I want to show the picture of the cake that you made for my kids' class, because this is how I found her. Look at that on your
Yes.
screen there. The theme was fairy tales. They had a play at school. And this is your creation, and there's so many different elements to it. Will you walk us through the scenes that we see here and tell us, how long it takes for you to create something like this?
Yes. Well, first of all, thank you for acknowledging how long this stuff takes, because I think a lot of times people look at it and they're like, oh, that takes a couple hours. But yeah, so this cake was for a play called The Fairy Tale Network, which I didn't know, but when the order came through, it was just a list of all these characters. And so I quickly educated myself. It's a children's play, and it's about all of these fairy tales that kind of come together and try to make like a TV network out of it, I guess.
Yes.
So each character, there's actually 20 characters
Whoa.
on that cake, and each character took me about 10 to 15 minutes. So if you do the math, it's about 5 hours. And that doesn't account for baking the cake, assembling
Right.
it, making the buttercream, mixing the colors.
That's just
so
the art.
it is a labor of love for sure.
Beautiful.
And it's so true. Like, I feel like, and I'm not the best cook in the world, but when you create something, it's almost therapeutic, and it's
Yes.
so self-fulfilling when you feed it to the ones you love. I want to get a close shot in on this cake and look at the precision and detailing on this. And while we do that, I want you to answer, what sets your business apart from others?
Yeah, well, you mentioned precision and attention to detail, and I am a solo business owner. I handle every part of my business from conception to completion. So quality, I get a lot of control over that. And cake, it's obviously it has to look good, it has to look appealing, but it also has to taste really good. It is a multi-sensory experience eating a cake, right? Let's cut into it and
we're running out of time.
get it going.
And I want to see the inside of this while they're on it.
absolutely.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I wanted to try to
No.
Full
multitask here.
sensory
So
experience.
you guys are going to experience not just the precision of my piping work, but have a taste for yourself. Yeah. I don't know if you
Yes.
can
Look
see
at
the
that.
cake there in the camera.
Amazing.
We'll do
This is
another ring
beautiful.
slice for you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and this is funfetti.
Yeah, this is funfetti. It is my most popular flavor. A lot of people love it for celebrations because it's so colorful and fun.
Awesome. Thank you
But
so
you're
much.
colorful and fun. Thank you
for
doing
coming
this.
in.
you guys.
Can't wait
We're
to
proud
bite
of
into
you.
this.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Celebrate your next big event with one of these specialty cakes. These are clearly more than cakes. They are the centerpiece to any party. Visit AndSheBakesNashville.com.